In this tutorial, we are going to customize the Bootstrap theme for the website. So currently the website looks like this, pretty basic. Got error here. So everything's gray, some occasional blue buttons. So we're going to change that. So to do that, there are websites out there that can help you. So first thing is I've done a Google search for Bootstrap 3 because that's the version we're using, and then live so that you can get some live previews of what it will look like, and then custom. And this first one right here is pretty good. It will show you what your website is going to look like. So this, I believe, these are the defaults for what stuff looks like, but you can choose some different themes. Here are a few down here. There are also a few more off here to the right, so you can click one of these themes. And then after that, you can make small tweaks to it. So I would choose the one that's closest to what you are interested in, and then you can make a few changes with the colors if you really want. So I'll just choose this one right here. Once you load it, it's going to change what everything looks like. And so if I apply these themes to my website, then my website is going to look like this. Similar fonts, similar colors. And then I can even go down and see what the different types of things will look like. For example, here's what the nav bar will look like. Here are what the buttons will look like, and the colors for the different things like primary, success, warning, danger. The typography, here's what the headings look like. I could probably find the tables. So there's the tables, forms. And if there's anything that I want to change, so as I'm going down, if I see something that I think I want to be a little bit different, then you can just notice how there's this thing that pops up for related variables, and you click it and it will take you to the section over here. These are all of the different things that you can change. There are a ton of things to change, and so it can be sometimes hard to find what you're looking for. But as you scroll up and down for all the different things that you might have on your website, like progress bars, we don't have any right now, but here's how you can change what they look like. I'm just going to go up to something that we do have, which is the navigation bar. So I'm going to click on related variables, and I'm going to see that there are certain things right here like the nav bar height. Maybe I don't want it to be quite as tall, and so I change that to 40. Then I hit enter, and you see that it has shrunk that a little bit, or if I maybe want to be even smaller, 20 pixels makes it even smaller. So I'll leave it at what it was before, and maybe I'll change the background for it just a little bit. So maybe I want it to be a little lighter like that. And notice how the borders for most things are just darkened versions of, so this right here, the navbar default background is this one above. And so this function right here just darkens that color a little bit for the border. I'm going to just quickly save that, copy paste it so that when I change it right now, but what if I wanted the border to be a completely different color? So you can see there's a little bit of yellow around there. Then I could just choose whatever color I want. I'm going to put it back because I think it looks nice to have just a slightly darkened version of something as the border. And let's say I'll just only choose that. That's the only change I'm going to make, but you could change a lot more things. Like if you didn't like the font, you could find the font over here, change the font a little bit, and then when you're all done and ready, you can download. So there are different versions that you can download. So you can download these files, which will allow you to, using certain tools, to create the CSS files. But since we want it a little bit easier, we're just going to choose one of these. Remember, bootstrap.min.css is just a minified version of the CSS with all of the returns and extra spaces taken out, so it makes it very hard to read. So if you want to go in and change something in the future, this one's going to be really hard to change. So I'll just use this one right now. But this one is smaller and faster to download for your users. We'll just start with this one. So I'll download this, and so it's downloaded this theme.css for me. Now I have to get this into the Flask app. So I'll come back to the files, and we haven't used the static files on the website in a long time, but I'll go here into static. I'll go into CSS. I'll take the one, you could delete this if you want. This was the original styles one that we created, or just leave it. I'm going to upload a file, and it's going to be that theme file from the downloads. So I'll upload that theme. And now I just need to get Flask Bootstrap to use that instead of its defaults. And that is going to happen by going into base.html. So let me go to my templates and base.html. So to figure out how to do this, I just did a search for Flask, Bootstrap, and custom. And then I just went to this first link right here. And I tried to look for where it said custom. Like, why did they take me to this page? So it says here, adding a custom CSS file. And it looks like there's a block called styles where you can override the styles. In this case, this example is not completely overriding them because super means that you're just going to use what was there before and just add on a few more. We're just going to completely override them because we have a whole new set of Bootstrap styles. So I will do this thing right here. I'll go ahead and copy that, but I am going to delete the super part. So let me go back to this right here. I'm going to add an extra block, one for the styles. I'm not going to use super. And it's going to be in the static folder. My static folder doesn't have a dot, so I don't think I need that. And it's also called theme for us, not. And it's also, let me make sure, I think it's in a CSS folder, so CSS/theme. Yes, it's inside of a CSS folder, and it's called theme. So I made all those changes right there, so I'm going to save and restart the app, and hopefully this will work. Let's take a look, go back and refresh. Yeah, and so now this is using the theme that I just created. So you can click around, see all the different pages and what they look like with the new theme. And if you ever want to change it, you can just go back to that website. The only sad thing is it doesn't have, I don't think, an easy way for you to save your changes so that you can start where you left off. But I could be wrong about that. All right, that's the end of this tutorial.